kid in a candy store, but look what's about to happen here.
Stand by. 3, 2, action.
Hi folks, I'm Bryan Harris, and we are here at the SAS Championship here in Cary, North Carolina, and I gotta tell you, I am so excited because we've got one of the greatest golfers that's ever played the game, Padraig Harrington, recently introduced to the Hall of Fame of golf. Amazing, congratulations.
Yeah, that was pretty special. It's nice to be considered to be up there with your peers. You know, it's yeah.
Not my peers, your peers.
My peers.
I want to be clear, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good career, and now we're back out here living it again. You know, we come to tournaments like the SAS Championship, and we get to relive our past glories. We get to hit some shots under pressure, and you know, every time you hit a good shot, you get a cheer. It's not just for that shot; it's for your whole career. So it's a second run at it. So golf is very special for that reason, and SAS here do a really good job.
Well, I want to say right back at you, too. Appreciate the nod to SAS and everything we do here, but I also say you're amazing on the course. At the Pro-Am, Padraig is incredible working with the players, right? So I've actually played with you a couple times, and the amount of detail you take and the patience you have with us mere mortals is pretty incredible. So I wanted to talk to you today about a couple questions that I think are like in kind of three little categories, right? How do we help the average golfer? And I'm thinking about things like before the round, right? During the round, and then outside the round. So maybe we'll start off with before the round. Typically, guy like me, right?
Yeah.
Coming into the
Turn
course.
up late.
Yeah, no, well, I'll go up a little early because I'm
Okay.
gonna get a beer
Okay,
or
now
four at the clubhouse.
Now you're trying too hard.
So for me, it's like, you know, I need a strategy for the range because I think I come out here and I just do what's comfortable, and I don't really bring a strategy. You have any ideas or thoughts for someone like myself?
I kind of like comfortable. That's not
Okay.
a bad thing, but you need to have a plan.
Okay.
But that plan has to be very versatile because you will come early sometimes, you will be late other times, and you know, people often think a routine is having this rigid routine and they've got to do X, Y, and Z, and if it fails, then they can't play. But that's not the truth. You've got to have different kind of routines that lead you to a point. So if you turn up 10 minutes before your tee time, what's important to you?
Okay.
Know what's important. Maybe hitting a couple of putts is important.
Yeah.
If you turn up an hour and 10 minutes before your tee time, what can you get in that, and have a plan for that? So ideally, do turn up a little bit early.
Okay.
The idea of hitting shots in the range have two purposes to go to the range. It is not to find your golf swing.
Okay.
To go to the range to physically warm up.
That's been a lifetime
Most
problem for
amateurs,
me.
yeah,
Yes.
most people will go to the range and they'll go from one swing thought to next swing thought all the way through, and they keep racing. But your goal in the range is to physically warm up so that when you stand on the golf course first tee, you're not going to injure yourself. You can swing close enough, you know, 90% of your max. And your second goal is to mentally warm up, and that's what people forget. So if mentally warm up basically means that when you get to the first tee, you know what you're doing. You have a plan, you're going to, this is your swing thought. This is your swing thought for the day, and you're going to stick to that. Whereas if you go to the range and you're chopping and changing, you know, you're using one swing thought, two swing thought, then you go back to this, you never get settled. So you need to settle your mind on the range. It's much more important. It's not about hitting good shots on the range. You can leave all the good shots you want on the range. And to be honest, some of us pros will say we play our best rounds and we've had terrible warm-ups. So the range is not about that.
My friends and I have all had that. It's like we're like, you know, a scratch golfer on the range, and then we're a 15 on the course.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think we do tend to think like my gate to the tee box is a good shot, the last good shot. Meanwhile, you know, it's like
not a bad thing to leave on, but the reality is, are you physically warmed up?
Okay.
That's number one goal, because you don't want to get injured.
Okay.
And two, I would like to develop a system where you're out there and you get mentally warmed up, that you have one swing thought, one key to go with the day, and you stick with that. And usually you should bring it to the range. So you basically think like this: whenever you were under pressure and you had to hit a good shot, whatever thought you used in that real moment when your back's to the wall, you should stick with that pretty much always. Right. You know, so somebody like Jack Nicklaus used to say, you know, under pressure, you take the club back slowly for 12 inches. Colin Montgomery, who's here this week, he used to say, I just completed my backswing. So they all had these little keys, and that's what they stuck with. And it really doesn't matter what it is, as long as you stick to it and believe in it.
What about club selection? So do you get out here? Am I typically start out with a 7-iron? That's what I've been taught in the past. Is that still true, or or are you trying to hit, like, do I pick a pitching wedge, a 7, a 5, and then a driver, or do you not really subscribe to that kind of model?
Yeah, generally the pros will start with a wedge and work down. So I would kind of go uneven clubs. I go my sand wedge, I go my 9-iron, 7-iron, 5-iron, 3-iron, fairway wood and driver. Now I have more time to do that.
Yeah.
For you guys, you know, start off with a wedge, don't hit it too hard. Now the key here is you're never going to make good contact to start off with. You know, don't ruin your whole day.
Don't get caught up in that.
And if you watch the pros, the first couple of wedges they hit, they generally hit them pretty clean. They don't take divots because they're so used to chunking it the first one, and they don't want to be embarrassed. So, you know, you're not ready to hit golf shots. So the whole idea is you're hitting the wedges just so you're getting physically through it. It's not. It's at that stage. It's not about quality of strike. And if anything, by the time you get to your driver, you should hit You should be able to hit one driver 100%. And then play at 90%.
Okay.
And maybe at that stage, you'd actually go back to hitting a wedge, where you should make a good strike once you're warmed up.
Maybe vary the clubs though, right? Maybe hit a few, come back. Do you ever progress back down?
Yeah, we see that a lot where people are hitting different shots and
just to simulate the round a little bit.
Yeah, trying to play the round.
Yeah.
You know, that's high level stuff.
Okay.
You really
maybe I should stop doing that.
Yeah, you'd have to have a lot of time, and you have to, you know, in general, as I said, it's. For most people, it's 20 shots on the range, getting physically warmed up. You know, try not to get in your own head by changing too many thoughts.
Okay.
If you do have the time to play golf shots, you're at a higher level.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it, and that would be very professional of you. And I would like to think all amateurs could do that, but I don't expect that.
Well, I'll give it a run today as we got time to prepare. So I'll think about applying that. No, I missed it.
Okay. You're good. Nice.
I have it drilled from. Okay, very nice. Okay.
Someone record that. Is that on tape? Thank you.